Reeps one comes from when I was about 13. A lot of my friends were a lot older than me in the area that I grew up, and as you do, sometimes friends they come up with like MC names or just general names, and one of my best friends just came out of it on the spot. It was just like Reeps, and for some reason it just stuck. And I think a lot of people come up with names, but it's nice for someone else to give it to you because it makes it honest. And names aren't really the most important thing. So he just gave it to me. It felt right. And then after I started writing, I used to graph a lot. The one came at the end because if there's any other Reeps, they're Reeps 2 because I'm Reeps 1. Yeah, and it's as simple as that. Would I ever think I'd be at the level I am now? I guess, in short, no, but what I did know is just how much I loved it. Like, I felt like I found my own sort of thing that I really, really enjoyed. And I think that's what, the love for that is what gave me the drive to just be massively dedicated, and that's what's led me to be here today, not like a plan. But yeah, I guess I'm a little bit surprised. It's hard to define how someone is internationally recognised, but I just feel like I've brought something unique to a scene, and that's why people notice my show. Like, there's no one else doing a solo 40-minute show with no looping, like no effects. It's just me, and it's a physical feat. So that's why I think I stand out. But the actual scene, the beatboxing scene itself, I've said this before, it's still really, really young. I'd say not so much the looping side of things, but for just straight beatboxing, there's only maybe 5 people in the world that I think are maybe are pushing it to a similar level. And it's only in the next 2-3 years, you're going to see all these people pop up all over the world that are doing a similar thing. It's brand new in a sense, in relation to Dougie Fresh like 15 years ago. It's just completely different things, and this new thing is it's just been born. That's a good question. Yeah, the art side of things. I've always drawn, like my dad. Musically and artistically has always been like my sort of the person you look up to with these things. And the drawing was actually much more of a focus for like the first chunk of my life. That's kind of what I thought I was going to be spending all my time doing. And so they've always worked together. I've always learned things in drawing that I've used in beatboxing and vice versa. So it was natural for me to start using my imagery and my ideas for my live show. And in April, I've actually got a unique AV show that I've designed myself, which I won't go into too much depth, but basically it uses some imagery from me, but the main chunk of it is using something called cymatics, which is you resonate materials and you get geometry from my voice. But it's not computer based. It actually happens. It's a physical thing, just like me. The way that I speak electronic music, but there's no production. You'll see the sort of AV effects you'd see on a computer, but it's actually happening. So yeah, AV, audio visual, I'm all over it. I love it. Yeah, my art style and my beatbox style are really, really similar. The way I take things that wouldn't really usually go together and kind of make them work. Yeah, and I remember one of the main obvious lessons I learned, and when it kind of dawned on me, hold on, there's things I can learn and apply to my beatboxing, was one lesson my dad taught me when I was younger about life drawing. Is you have something called negative spaces, and he was like, what you don't draw is just as important as what you do draw, so you have to notice these shapes and make sure those shapes are really defined. And then one day I was beatboxing, I was like, oh wait, hold on. If I make my silences really clean, then my beatboxing will become more defined. And that was like one of the first lessons. And instantly, a lot of my beats became much more clean and tight. So yeah, I'm always bouncing back and forth between the two to be inspired. And, yeah, just for fun. Yeah, my beatboxing sets especially in a place like Cable where there's a wonderful, wonderful sound system. It's like I say, high energy. Like my sound, the core of it, you could say, is like a dubstep. I go through a full flow of things, from electro, drum and bass, like even some like deep garage grooves in there. So I tend to bounce off the crowd. So when I pick up on little things, as long as people are getting hyped and I can notice, okay, they're liking that, it's fluid, just like I guess a lot of DJ sets. I'll pick what works. And yeah, the normal effect is maybe a mosh pit or two, depending on the vibe. But yeah, it's all positive and, like I say, high, massive, booming energy. Reeps 1, Idiosynphonic.
Hey, yo, Yellow Boy, why don't you rewind it?